He was once the most recognizable mustache in the world. Tall, confident, the guy every man wanted to be and every woman wanted to meet. But in 2025, at 80 years old, he sat on national television and said the words no one ever thought they'd hear from him. I might have to sell the only home I've ever truly loved, because I'm not sure I can afford it anymore. Imagine building a life most people only dream of, then watching it slip away. Not because of scandal or stupidity, but because time finally caught up. This is the real story of what happened after the cameras stopped rolling. He was born in January 1945, in the middle of a freezing Detroit winter. His dad came home from fixing bombers in World War II and decided factory life wasn't for him. So when the boy was 3, the whole family packed up and chased sunshine to California on nothing but commission and hope. They landed in a dusty corner of the San Fernando Valley that still smelled like orange groves and possibility. He shot up fast. 6'4" before he even shaved regularly. Kids called him the Jolly Green Giant. He felt like a giraffe in every room. But that height got him on the basketball court, and the court gave him confidence when nothing else did. Then one rainy night on a twisting canyon road, the car he was riding in flew off the pavement. Metal twisted, glass shattered. Somehow all 3 boys walked away, but he never forgot how thin the line is. Money was tight. He folded shirts at a clothing store after school, kept folding them even after he started sneaking into acting classes. He turned down a full-ride basketball scholarship to a college out of state because he wanted to stay close to home, close to the dream. He waited tables, sold flights for an airline, lost twice on a national dating show, mortifying, and still kept showing up. Vietnam called, instead of Canada or COS. Alleged deferment, he signed up for the National Guard. 6 years. Sergeant Stripes. Riot duty in his own city while wearing the same uniform he kept folded in his trunk on the way to auditions. Hollywood forgot him the minute the draft notice came. When he came back, the rejection was brutal. Fired for being too tall. Told he made leading ladies look like children. Did horror movies in the Philippines where real fire singed his hair because the crew couldn't speak enough English to yell stop. Appeared in 6 episodes of a detective show and fought the star every single day over whether his character should be clever or clownish. He was 35, broke, wearing the same navy blazer to every audition, and almost quit the day they sent him a script about a Hawaiian private investigator who lived in a mansion, had attack dogs, and a machine gun hang glider. He told the producers, "I won't play a cartoon." They rewrote the entire show around the man he actually was. Dry humor, quiet strength, real pain. 8 years later, 50 million people watched the finale. Fame arrived like a tidal wave. The marriage that had held him together through all the lean years cracked under the weight of it. Hawaii nights, magazine covers, women who suddenly knew his name. The distance grew too wide. The divorce was quiet but brutal. She got the house, a car, 3 years of support, that was all. A year later, he flew to London, saw a young dancer in a cat costume on stage, and went back to the same show a dozen times until she finally agreed to dinner. They married in secret at a tiny chapel near Lake Tahoe. Fake names, Polaroids only, someone sprinting to Reno because they forgot the license. It felt like the happy ending. They bought a sprawling avocado ranch an hour outside Los Angeles. Horses, dogs, quiet sunsets, his escape from Hollywood chaos. A daughter was born there in 1988. He adopted his ex-wife's son. For a minute, everything looked perfect. Then the accidents started piling up. A helicopter crash on his show that killed a cameraman he'd known for years. He fought the studio until they changed safety rules across the entire industry. Water theft headlines during California's worst drought. Tanker trucks caught filling his reservoir at 3 a.m. Trees that had lived a century withered and died. A son who fought demons harder than any villain he ever played on screen. Rehab, debt, heartbreak. He kept working. Westerns in the blistering Australian outback. A 12-second kiss with another man that made front pages because people couldn't square it with the cowboy image. A beloved sitcom cameo where the live audience roared every time someone mentioned the mustache. 9 gritty detective movies he co-wrote himself. 14 seasons as the rock-steady patriarch of a New York cop family, until the network asked for pay cuts and then canceled it anyway. If this story is hitting you the way it's hitting me right now, do me a favor. Share it with someone who needs to hear that even legends fall, and that falling doesn't mean the story's over. The knees went first, stunt gone wrong, arthritis, double replacement, scars that run the length of both legs. Then the weight came. Steroids, depression, late-night drive-through bags hidden in the truck so no one would see. 6'4" and pushing 350. Doctors using words like insulin-resistant and cardiac event. The man who once ran his ranch like a Marine now needed help to stand up from a chair. In 2024, he poured everything into a memoir. Every regret, every near miss. The Indiana Jones role he lost because of a contract, the Batmoms, and he turned down the nights he chose work over family. It shot to #1. For the first time, the man who spent 50 years protecting his privacy let the world in. And still the ranch, the one place that ever truly felt like home, began slipping away. Loans from better days, avocado crops dead, no steady paycheck coming anymore. He told the world he wasn't sure he could keep it. This isn't a tragedy yet, it's a warning and a prayer. A man who survived car crashes, wars, rejection, fame, guilt, grief, and gravity itself is now wrestling the one opponent he can't outrun, time. He says retirement terrifies him more than anything he's ever faced, because work is the only proof he has that he still matters. But those of us who grew up watching him know the truth. He mattered long before the mustache, and he'll matter long after the cameras stop. So if you pray, say one for him. If you share stories, share this one. Because sometimes the strongest thing a man can do is admit he's tired, and the strongest thing the rest of us can do is refuse to let him carry it alone. Hit that like button if his work ever meant something to you. Subscribe so you don't miss whatever chapter comes next. And share this video because nobody, not even an icon, should have to walk the last mile by himself. He gave us decades. Now it's our turn.